Okay, picture this. Deep in a tropical rainforest, something really strange is happening. We see an ant, right? A normal, hardworking ant. But then it just goes rogue. It stops doing its job, leaves its colony behind, and starts this weird final march. And it's not in control at all. It's being driven by a tiny, hidden puppet master. Let's get into this absolutely wild story. So this ant, it starts climbing up a plant, almost like it's in a trance. It moves with this jerky, unnatural purpose until it finds the perfect spot, usually on the underside of a leaf. And then it does something incredible. It bites down hard on a leaf vein, locking its jaws in what scientists call a death grip. And that's it. It just hangs there, waiting to die.
So what in the world is causing this bizarre, zombie-like behavior? I mean, it's got to be something crazy, right? Well, it's not a virus. It's not some sci-fi poison. The culprit is actually a parasitic fungus. Yep, a fungus. It's called Cordyceps, and it's one of the most sophisticated predators you've probably never heard of.
Now, Cordyceps isn't just one thing. It's a huge genus, a massive family of fungi with over 600 species. And here's the kicker. Each one is a specialist, targeting its own specific insect host. But the one we're talking about, the one that's become so famous for this zombie ant phenomenon, is Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, and it has absolutely perfected the art of hijacking the common carpenter ant.
So the big question is, how does a fungus, a simple fungus, pull off something this complex? How does it actually take over an ant's body? Well, it's a step-by-step invasion that unfolds with some seriously chilling precision. Let's break it down.
It all begins with one single microscopic spore that lands on an ant that's just minding its own business. That spore then gets to work, boring right through the ant's exoskeleton. Once it's inside, the fungus starts to grow, spreading this whole network of threads called mycelium. But here's the really creepy part. It's smart. It deliberately keeps the ant alive and moving, appearing totally normal, while it's secretly building its network and taking over from the inside out.
Okay, so this brings us to the core mystery, the thing that stumped scientists for ages. How does this fungus actually achieve mind control? Did it just grow right into the ant's brain and start pulling the levers? The truth, it turns out, is somehow even weirder and more fascinating.
For the longest time, everyone just assumed that's what happened. The fungus gets to the brain, takes over, end of story. But some incredible new research from Penn State, using 3D imaging and AI, blew that theory out of the water. They discovered the fungus doesn't invade the brain. Instead, it creates this massive interconnected network that surrounds and infiltrates all the muscle fibers throughout the ant's body.
And this is the part that is just, wow. The ant's brain is left completely untouched. The fungus doesn't need the brain. It basically builds its own remote control system outside the brain, hijacking the ant's legs and mandibles directly. The ant becomes a prisoner in its own body. It's still in there, but it has absolutely no control over its own movements.
And the level of control is just staggering. The fungus forces the ant to climb to a super specific height, almost always about 25 centimeters off the ground. Think about that. Not 20, not 30, right around 25 centimeters. So why? Why that specific height? Well, it's because that little spot, 25 centimeters up, has the exact perfect temperature and humidity that the fungus needs to thrive and reproduce. It has nothing to do with the ant. It's the perfect fungal nursery. The fungus literally forces the ant to deliver it to its ideal breeding ground.
So, the ant is in place. It's locked in that death grip, and it dies. Now the fungus can finally get to its endgame. This is where it moves into its final and honestly most gruesome phase. Its ultimate goal is finally within reach.
Over the next few weeks, the fungus finishes the job. It consumes all the nutrients inside the ant's body, and then it erupts. A long stalk, called a fruiting body, literally grows right out of the back of the ant's head. And at the top of that stalk, it develops a little pod packed with new spores. It then bursts, raining those spores down onto the forest floor below, ready to infect a whole new generation of unsuspecting ants and start the terrifying cycle all over again.
And get this microscopic war has been going on for an unimaginably long time. It's not new. Scientists actually found a fossilized leaf that's 48 million years old, and it has the exact same distinctive death grip bite marks on it. This battle is older than the Himalayas.
But you know, ants aren't just helpless victims in all this. They've been fighting back for millions of years. This is a true evolutionary arms race. Ants have developed these amazing social defenses.
They can actually smell an infected colony member and will drag it far away from the nest. Some colonies have designated undertaker ants to handle the bodies. They've even learned to build their nests in safer, drier spots where the fungus can't grow as well.
So all of this sounds like something straight out of a horror movie or a video game, right? And that, of course, brings us to the big question. What does any of this have to do with us? I mean, especially with how popular shows like The Last of Us have become, you have to wonder, is it possible? Could some mutated form of cordyceps jump to humans and turn us all into zombies?
The short answer, and it's a very reassuring one, is no. Not a chance. And let's talk about why.
So there are a few really solid reasons why this stays in the realm of science fiction for humans. First off, our body temperature. We are way too warm. Most fungi, including cordyceps, just can't survive at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Second, our immune system is an absolute powerhouse compared to an insect's. And finally, it's just a biological mismatch. The molecular keys the fungus uses to hijack an ant's body simply don't fit our human mammalian locks.
But here is the final and maybe the most incredible twist in this whole story. Far from being a threat to us, humans have actually been using cordyceps as medicine for centuries. A totally different species, of course. It's been used in traditional medicine as this powerful tonic for energy and immune support. Sometimes it's literally more expensive than gold. And today, modern science is studying its compounds for powerful anti-inflammatory and even anti-cancer potential. So the story of the zombie ant fungus is really this profound reminder that the natural world is, well, it's not always peaceful, but it is absolutely extraordinary. It's this brutal, elegant, and perfectly engineered drama that's been playing out for millions of years. So the next time you see an ant, just take a second to remember the incredible, microscopic world it's a part of, and the ancient war it's still fighting every single day.